The heroic crew of the HTML Shuttlefish were daringly soaring through the stars on a mission to uncover the mysteries of the universe for the Harbinger. But their journey was suddenly interrupted by an ominous force as the skies around them were consumed by countless roots. The ship was then cast into chaos, hurtling through the galaxy as meteors and celestial obstacles threatened their every move. But this crew was not easily defeated. Communications crew member Pollux and Castor fearlessly took control of the navigation and communication, guiding the shuttlefish through the dangerous debris. The daring pilot Gemini bravely fought to regain control of the ships, while the cunning Renic unleashed his mastery of the universe, opening portals and bending the fabric of space to clear a path to safety. The valiant Osiria secured the ship's precious cargo, and Peanut, the spirit of the crew, rallied their efforts with rousing cheer. The battle was far from over, and weeks would pass before the shuttlefish could fully be repaired from their treacherous journey. But with determination and bravery, the crew triumphantly returned the ship to its former glory, ready for the next adventure in the infinite expanse of space. I'm also the Harbinger still. And hello! Welcome to the first of the away games. This is the crew of the Shuttlefish after they took a mission from the Harbinger and he took them deep into space, so what he knew was about to happen to the planet didn't happen to them because he has a fondness for them. So let me introduce our crew. Gemini is Tengu Gemini plays Gemini.
Howdy.
ImperialPhantom plays Renic.
Hello.
Shiny plays Osiria.
Hello.
And Valla, our resident Pokemon expert, plays Castor and Pollux.
Look at the boys!
Yes. They are, in fact, the boys.
Ah.
Was in the middle of a sip right there. Wasn't ready for that noise. So today we are playing Lasers and Feelings as the newly repaired Shuttlefish is just setting out on a direction. They haven't seen the Harbinger since the beginning of their adventure. Like, he disappeared and has not come back yet.
Both of them are gone?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
So welcome to this adventure. So you all... like I said, we are playing Lasers and Feelings. The way that Lasers and Feelings works, everybody in the chat, is everybody dictates how much their character... Like, if a lower number means they are more feelings-based of a character, that is your Lieutenant Troy or your Riker. Like, they act on emotion and impulse more than they do on logic. Whereas the higher number that they have is like Data. Like, if you are a 5, you're like Data from Star Trek, because he's an android. So I'm just gonna go around and ask everybody, what is your number? Gemini, what's your number?
2.
Excellent. And Renic, your number is?
5.
Excellent. Osiria, your number is?
4.
And Castor and Pollux, you are?
3.
Excellent. And Peanut, for everybody, so everybody knows, is also a 4. Let me... So, everybody is hanging out in your ship. It's just perfectly fixed up. Let's go through everybody's rooms. This is Osiria's little, like, botany lab. Also, you have bedrooms, but, like, we're not going to bother seeing your bedrooms. Alright, you got your botany lab. Your, plant from before is still saved, and you still have, like, the heart of the jungle situation. So, like, nothing inside there has been damaged because you rolled well before.
That's good to know.
I'm pretty that this is Renic's lab.
Yes.
Renic, you are having a hard time getting any kind of readings about what's going on because it seems like the celestial map that you had already made is vastly wrong and just off of what it is now.
Well, yeah, all these freaking roots or whatever out here.
Oh, could you get before we keep going? Can you give me a lasers feeling? A lasers roll.
I sure can.
So what he's doing is he is rolling a 6-sider and he is trying to get under his lasers a number. So all he needs to do is get a 5 or under, and he rolled a 2, which means perfectly fine. Your readings are telling you that the liminal plane, like parts of the liminal plane, are all over. Like there is definitely a large. With a 2, I'm gonna give it to you. A tree-shaped, like at least a tree branch-shaped thing, careening through space somewhere in the vast distance.
That
But-
would not be good.
You're right. And there are multiple rocks that are basically like, oh no, that's just the liminal plane. Like right there, there it goes. As it like whizzes past the window. And we have, this is Castor and Pollux navigation room, navigation and communication room. Can you roll me a lasers roll?
Like in the thing, I just click the button for
Yep, just
lasers,
click.
right?
Yeah, click lasers. Oh, all of you guys can just click lasers on your thing, and it'll tell you if you pass or succeed it. Okay. No.
I forgot to turn on 3D dice.
Oh, yep, you forgot. But it's okay. So, Alex and Castor rolled a 4. That is a failure. But that's okay. You just didn't get a message. That's okay. And here is where I did not put it on here. This is Peanut's med bay. Everybody remembers Peanut. He's just like here making sure everybody's good to go for their bumps and scrapes, as like a bunch of meteors did hit this ship, but we're okay. I need to put the kitchen in this. Give me 1 second. I doubled up Renic's room without actually adding Gemini's room, which is the kitchen. Not the 19, not the... Anyway. So, you all... We are going to treat this kind of like a montage at the beginning of it. We have 3 different planets you can go to. And the communication is really fuzzy right now. Based on the 4 that Pollux and Castor got rolled. So, the question becomes, how do you decide which one to go to first? All 3 of them seem to have some kind of life on them, and you guys are low on fuel. Like, the ship is repaired, but you lost a lot of fuel doing it. You have plenty of food. Like, Gemini has plenty of food, and Osiria's, like, botany thing is not destroyed, so you guys can keep remaking food. And then... My cat is getting sick. Sorry, everybody. But if you want to try to study these planets from a distance, that somebody just has to make me a lasers roll. Or if you just want to go with the heart of the card situation, make a feelings roll, and I can give you that information too.
I would rather we get a feel for each of the planets before we make a decision.
Yeah.
Sorry, just kind of made my roll there. My bad.
Oh no, excellent.
So, like, as you try, like, how are you trying to research this planet? Like, what's are you like scanning it for like plant life? Are you scanning it? Like, what kind of scanners are you sending out that didn't work?
I guess just looking for any sort of like existing life on the planet, be it plant or otherwise.
My cat is clearly not feeling well. I'm sorry, everybody. Alright, so you scan one of the planets, and we're gonna go back to this screen for a second. And you're sending out a scan for life, and you detect a lot of life. Like, not just like a large amount. Like, 1 second. There we go. Alright, you detect like not just a lot of life, but large life. Like, whatever it is must be absolutely huge. Pollux and Castor, on your sonar, out of nowhere, there is a massive ship, basically on top of you guys' ship. There it is.
Oh, that is a massive ship.
Yes,
It's a whale.
it is a whale of a ship. Yes.
I think we're gonna have a whale of a good time.
Oh, yeah. So, it has the heading, the Bismarcky on it. And it is right above you.
Is it headed in like on a collision course in our direction, just moving around?
It appears to have picked up on Osiria's scans and is now trying to scan you.
Cool. Should we try to talk to it maybe? Pollux, Castors, that seems to be your area of expertise.
I can see if I can. I can see if I can try to get the comms working to talk to them.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make a You can make a You can make a feelings roll if you want to just like start a dialogue without trying to like patch into their comms. And then you'll just start the conversation with them. You could make a laser roll if you want to get some information about their comms before talking to them. But either way, that one's up to you.
I think it might be a good idea to try and learn a bit about their comms beforehand, because, you know, as much as trying to get the first word in and talk is good and all, that could also be very disadvantaged for us.
Absolutely. So yeah, go ahead and roll me a lasers roll.
Goddamn.
Okay.
A 6.
So 6 is as bad as you could roll for lasers. So appears on your screen as you are as you are trying to do that, they come on your screen very fast. Nope, I'm on the character sheet thing. No wonder that's not working. I was like, I am typing this icon's name. And you see this guy appear on your screen. Actually, you know what? This would be funnier. Yeah, that's funnier. Where are you? There we go. Look on you. It's way funnier for me. Like, this whale appears on the screen. It's just like, surrender your ship, everything you have on it, and we will be on our way. We will drop you off at the nearest planet. He sounds very bored.
Well, hello there, good sir. I'm afraid that is not going to be possible.
It's quite possible. Everybody says it's impossible, but it's possible. We're in a hurry here. Please deliver on to us your valuables. Anything that you think is worth anything, we will take. And, like, you'd see him like put his like hand out, and they do have normal like humanoid-esque hands. He's like checking his nails. You have 5 minutes to comply. And then he like cuts off the communications, just cut off.
Well, this ain't good.
That guy didn't seem very nice.
No, he does not.
He seemed
at
rather
least-
bored.
Yes.
Oh. You know, I think I picked some things up from the circus. Maybe if we just entertain him, he'll let us go.
Peanut's putting on his safety helmet.
It sounds more
Doesn't
like
say
he
anything,
wants
just
to
pops it on.
take the sheep and whatever cargoes they think we have. I am disinclined to allow them to do this.
What if we
I'm in
took their
agreement.
ship instead? Wait,
I-
can you hail them?
Yeah, I
Like-
assume that you could if you wanted to. Yeah.
Okay, send them this message. You have 5 minutes to give us your ship and everything on it. Ha! How's that?
Are you saying it, or is
No.
are you having Castor and Pollux say it?
Or having them transmit the video of Gemini saying that, just like with 100% confidence, like that this will work. Just like outbluff them, like, no, you got 5 minutes. So there.
All right, roll me your feelings. Right. So, also, for the way the lasers and feelings works, if your character is prepared, you get an extra die to roll. If your character is an expert at something, you get another die to roll. And if something is like, I feel like you do have an extra die, then that is how you get extra die. You don't add these dice up. You take whichever one is best for what you're trying to roll. That is how that works. Like the whale comes back on the screen and he's just chuckling. And he's like, fine. I haven't had a good laugh in quite a while. We'll let your small shrimp of a craft go for now. But if we see you again, know that we will not be too busy next time. And like his ship does just like their ship like blast past you at such a speed that like you guys' craft like begins to like lose control again.
Out of character, I cannot believe that fucking worked. In
Gotta listen to
character,
the dice.
Gemini is just grinning.
In character, I cannot believe that worked.
I am quite frankly shocked that worked.
That
See,
worked.
he just needed to be entertained.
Okay, that is all well and good. You should probably grab the controls so we don't crash again.
Oh yeah, right.
Peanut just like Peanut's basically curled up in his safety helmet like one of those Mega Man villains. Is just bouncing around. Peanut's very cat-sized.
Okay, I will take the wheel or whatever, however it's piloted.
I don't know exactly how the ship is flown, however you guys want it to be flown. I kind of expect it is like a spaceship that is controlled by like a very nautical like pirate wheel, you know?
Perfect.
Alright, so like you guys managed to like you know what? You gotta roll me that lasers,
Yeah,
Gemini.
that's,
You have to.
that is why Gemini decided to go, because he's pretty sure he's good at this.
That is not a success. Wait, no, your number is 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
so
a laser.
Then you got a
feeling.
laser feeling. So
Yeah.
yeah, you know. Okay. So of the 3 planets that you are aimed at, like you're not gonna crash, but you have to land on one based on the thing. You can tell that one of like you are feel. Oh, you can ask me one question. Go ahead and ask me a question, and I will answer honestly. There are 3 planets that you are aimed at. You have one question to ask me about those planets.
Including the one we were just at? Or is that...
Oh, that's long. That planet was that is one like that is just a spacescape. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Which one seems most likely to have civilization?
That would be. There seems to be a frontier-esque planet. It has little farms growing, little farms on it. That has a pretty decent amount of people. Like your scanners, Osiris scanners show life on that planet. Castor and Pollux can pick up, like there are definitely communications going, so they have reached interstellar travel at least, or interplanetary travel.
Seems like a good place to
go.
go.
Oh, sorry. With that, I'm actually gonna get like with the 2. If you roll your exact number, everybody in the chat, it's a crit. That's how you crit. Pollux and Castor, you are picking up a SOS from them.
From the whale ship?
Not from the whale ship, from the planet that has the most life on it. Nice.
I guess on realizing this bit, Castor will look to the earth and say, "Hey, there's an SOS symbol coming from down below."
Seems like a good thing to check out then.
Alright, then we can just land you guys right down. Let me.
Gemini, do not kill the locals without cause this time.
Yeah,
that
Gemini.
was an accident!
It was most certainly not an accident. You did it on purpose.
It was an accident in that I did not know they were people.
Accidents are on purpose. It still happened.
Peanut looks over. It's just like he doesn't say anything, but he just like shakes his head because because Peanut literally looks like a cat. I'm gonna put him on the screen for everybody to see him. Like, no, wait, not this one though. He has his helmet on. Peanut needs to be safe. Here we go. Peanut is not this large. Peanut is the size of a cat, the shape of a cat. He moves like a cat. He just wears clothes. And
So
he can talk.
He's the cat from Stray.
Yeah, I guess.
But he's also not a naked animal running at you like an animal.
I do picture him, like, what if Wishbone was a cat, is how I keep thinking
Okay,
of him.
that's fair.
He is also... you guys have never seen him naked chasing anybody. I'm not saying he hasn't done it.
Also, him naked chasing somebody would just be a cat chasing somebody. That's not much of a threat compared to, say, wolves. And cat versus pack of wolves.
Listen, just
Yep.
just a little more context next time.
Yeah.
So you guys start making your way down to the planet. And you see, like, there are these little guys here. And they're running around trying to, like, get... Oh, my Harbinger's, like, really in the way of this, isn't it? But you can see there's a small, decent-sized farm with like these small little bug guys here, and they are in a ruckus. They are running around. They are stampeding all over the place. They're about the size of cows, and like this guy, who's clearly trying to rustle them or corral them, but having absolutely no luck. That's what you can see from above. He doesn't see you yet, though.
Is that the source of the SOS?
Don't know. Best way to find out is to ask. Hello, friend! Do you need help?
Are you just turning on the ship's speakers?
Yes.
Actually, Pollux and Castor, that's your department. Like, you can tell him not to turn that on.
Yeah, I do not think that it is a good idea to blast the
Oh.
speakers.
He's just
not-
screaming inside the ship.
Yeah. Just... Or I was thinking he'd just turn it on without, like, notifying anybody to yell out, "Hello,
I think
friend,
it's
how
like
are you?"
a very Star Trek thing where somebody has to open channel as a different control.
Ah, okay. So yeah, he just presses a button that he thinks does it and just yells it.
Just roll me a lasers roll. What button did you press? I'm sorry, Pollux and Castor. He overrode your fucking... Somehow. He hit the right button. He doesn't know how he did it. No, wait, no, that was 0 successes. Sorry. I thought
Yeah,
it was 1
no,
success.
I
That's my
failed
bad.
real bad.
You guys just, like, he's opened one of the doors and you just see, like, some of your food supplies going, like, careening out the back.
And there goes our food.
What did you do?
What did you do? You hit the button?
I hit the button to yell to the guy.
No,
No,
you
you
did
did
not.
Mr.
Oh.
Gemini, if you could please stop making a habit of reckless decisions.
What was reckless? Wait, what decision? What?
At once, this guy, whose name is Tart, you don't know his name is Tart yet, but it is, like, looks up and sees the ship and sees the food supplies, like, not all of your supplies, but a decent-sized box of something. What would Gemini have, like, been, like, hoarding here? Like, what is Gemini's favorite thing to eat? Because I'm not punishing everybody else.
The stink flower.
The stink flower. Okay. Oh no. So the stink flower hits, and you see all of these, like, cow-sized, like, weevils, like, turn their heads and look at it, and then just go charging at it, and just like eating it so fast, and, like, Tart's just, like, holding his head in his hands, just trying to chase after them.
I don't think
Well,
that
hey-
helped him.
Well, hey, look, they're all in the same spot now. They're easier to corral now, right?
Well, no, because now he has to get them away from the food and to the proper.
Also, dang
coral.
it! I was saving that stink flower
I'm so glad that is gone. It smells so bad.
until you cook it.
No, we've had this discussion many times.
No, look, once it's cooked, the smell's gone. What you're smelling is from the uncooked ones that I still have.
You keep
nearby.
saying that.
You're smelling the uncooked ones that I, like, puree and bathe in.
Wait,
It's like you know how somebody who like raw onion has a pungent smell, and when it's cooked, it's not. But if you handle a ton of raw onion to prepare it, you're gonna smell like raw onion. That's kind of how it works with the stink flower.
that is what you keep saying. I feel like we are obligated to help this person now, given this mess that we have made.
Well, of course, they need help.
I would be in agreement.
So
Okay.
we're gonna land the ship over here.
Gemini,
'cause-
can I trust you to land the ship without making a bigger mess?
Gemini walks back to the controls that he had started running from. Yes, you can.
Peanut is holding onto the wheel, like, as tightly as he can as you guys are all having this conversation. Like, trying his damnedest not to let things go wrong. Also, you guys can ask Peanut to make a roll. If you want to. I want him to.
Okay.
So, the ship does get landed, but I'm not gonna make you have to roll for that. And as you get out, you see this very, very, very tall gentleman. He is not wearing a cowboy hat, but he feels like he should be wearing a cowboy hat. He has two arms, 2 legs, but they're very long, and, like, his abdomen doesn't start until, like, it's just, like, rib cage up, nothing below that. That's legs onto rib cage. And he's just like, oh, go ahead.
How tall is he?
I would say he's about 9.5 feet tall.
Okay,
Oh god.
great.
Hello, friend. Sorry for the mess up there. I pressed the wrong button.
What are they eating?
Stink flower. I pull one out, and it's like, it smells real bad until you cook it. That's really delicious.
I don't know if I can believe you. He's like looking at the untrusting faces of the rest of the crew.
Gemini pulls out one of the, treats he makes with it. He makes a ton of stuff with it. It's like, oh, now try it.
It's like, maybe later. Can you help me get my... Are you here answering this SOS? I've been
Yes.
putting out that
We
call
are.
for... Oh. Whew. Thanks, Starlight. I thought they'd never send anybody. So anyway, like, whatever the meteor showers and whatnot have been going on for the past, like, couple of weeks, I'm sure everybody's seen them. I have no idea what's going on, but they've been dropping off strange creatures from other planets. We moved to this planet because it really only has plant life, and we brought our own weevils. Like, I know, indigenous species shouldn't come to planet, but we're the only ones living here. And then, out of nowhere, giant birds. Like, giant, invasive birds. And you know what? I can't fight them. I'm a lover, not a fighter. So if I could get some help taking care of this problem.
Gemini turns into a giant bird.
All the weevils run. They are gone now.
Gemini.
That was probably not a good idea.
This is what he meant by reckless decision.
I can fly and try and scope them out.
Oh, yeah, by all means. Let's get that lasers roll.
Failure.
You lose track of them.
Oh no, I meant scope out to try and find the giant birds.
Oh, yeah, in your attempt to do that, you've scared the weevils even further.
Well, the good news is there's
You-
nobody else but you,
What?
but your people here.
Sorry, while
And the
you're
giant
in the
birds.
air, Tart is
Oh.
just like, looks over at the other three, and the rest of you think, she's like, what is going on? Gemini's in the air. He's a bird, but he's in the air somewhere.
Renic looks at Castor and Pollux and Osiria.
I do not have a good answer for that.
Like, in the distance, like, you see Gemini, like, in the sky, like, looking around, and, like, you just see the dust trails that the weevils have, like, been leaving as they, like, stampede off into, like, further onto this, for you, unknown planet.
Oh no.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that ambush in just a second. So what do you three do? You, if you want to look around the area, I can tell you what's there. There is around this object right here, there's like supposed to be an electric, like, pulsating fence that keeps them inside, but obviously some of the poles have been broken, and it looks like they've been, like, some of them have been broken by, like, something large stepping on the poles. If you want more information about that, you have to give me a roll. Osiria, can you give me a feelings roll, though?
All right.
Wait, what botany I would say is like lasers, right? Yeah, I would say lasers. Go ahead and give me a lasers roll. Wow. Oh, you have expertise. Give me one more. A 5 is bad. High numbers are bad for this one. 2 5s.
Oh
Don't
my
worry.
God.
You're just absolutely cannot get a handle on whatever this plant life is. So your nose, like everything is overwhelmed by the amount of stink fly. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that'll work. We'll get that 4, which does make it your I don't think I'm gonna give you the lasers feelings for adjusting it.
That's fair.
So the stink flower is overpowering. So like you can barely like realize what's going on, but like the plant life here that the weevils have been eating is like it's moss like, very very soft, and incredibly like hardy. Like this stuff will grow without oxygen. Like it could grow like a water bear grows kind of situation. Like you could put it anywhere, it will just grow.
I'm going to try and collect a little bit of that to bring back to the ship and study later.
Absolutely.
If I could.
Yeah, Tart's not looking at you. He's like currently looking over his fence, trying to like think of. He's like, okay. He's making a list. He's like, wrangle the weevils, fix the fence, kill the bird. Then he stops and he thinks about it. It's like, kill the other bird. And he nods. And he like right next to that, kill the other bird. It's drawn a picture of Tengu. He's drawn a picture of Gemini, just like,
Renic chooses to look the other way.
Nope, not talking about that one.
I might be able to help you with at least the fix the fence part. I'm not sure how you wrangle weevils, did you say?
Yeah, the weevils. They're usually pretty calm and docile as long as you don't present them with one of their natural predators.
Yes, I do not know what goes through his head.
And it's just like,
Spoilers, there's not a lot.
you see him like, this is the moment you see the fact that he does have a sidearm. And it's like an incredibly long pistol. It's like a pistol, but what if a pistol had the barrel of a rifle? But also sci-fi. And he's just like, I have an idea of what could go through his head. And he's just like, sighs. He's like, no, you left that life. You left that life. I would appreciate any help you could give.
Yes, at least let me help you with your fence. And I assume that's a lasers roll?
Yep, that would be a lasers roll for sure. You are an expert, so you can roll twice.
Okay.
Oh, you get your perfect
I'll
one, so.
take the one.
Oh, your number is 5 though. You get that 5.
Oh, you're right. I do. I would rather have
That
that.
5 is a lasers feeling.
Yeah.
All right. So you fix this up, and I'm gonna give you something, and then you can ask a question about it.
Okay.
All right. So as you're building the fence, like you're realizing like a lot of these parts are like mismatched, but like they work really well together. He clearly, like somebody made this for him out of just like scrap parts. And that like, but you two get the fence working. It's very just like, makes sense perfectly fine.
Okay. So then I get to ask you a question.
Yep.
Let's see. What is the best way to help him keep the predators away other than just like kill them?
You could, he's like, well, thinking on it, if we made it a large dome, a large opaque dome, so that they couldn't see the birds, as well as like make it large enough that they would have the feeling of freedom, but they wouldn't see them. They panic when they see them. They have no sense of smell, so
okay. So
that's probably why they enjoyed that. And he looks over at the stink flower.
he goes to tinker with the fence some more, like trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah, if you spend some time, I bet you could take care of this. Like,
Sure.
I would give you 3 rolls for this later on.
Sure.
Like, but
Okay.
we can say that that's what Renic is doing right now.
You got it.
Pollux and Castor, are you interested at all trying to like lock on to Gemini's communicator?
Sure. Because the
Well,
only
you don't
other
have
idea
to be. That's fine. You can just let him
it's
go.
either that, or the only other idea I had was considering using like a high frequency signal thingy or whatever to try and lure the weevils back. Because there's some animals that are attracted to certain noises.
You know what? I do like your idea better. So yeah, I would say that. Do you think that's lasers, or do you think that's feelings? I would give you. Oh, go ahead.
I feel go either way.
Yeah, I see. That's where I was. Like, I feel like if you feel like you got a reading of these creatures fast enough, that like you could like figure out what sound that is.
Yeah.
I like the fact that most of the time we know that like Castor and Pollux have like the headphones on listening to sounds. So like the idea that like they, as a hobby, they listen to animals, like the ways that animals communicate, could be very fun.
No,
If
I'm gonna try and do a feelings.
All right. So go ahead and roll me 2 rolls. Unless you, I'll give you an extra die. I'll give you 3 dice, but whatever's happening is moving along the fact that Gemini is currently being devoured by a bird.
Yeah, sure, I'll do 3 dice.
Wow.
I mean, they don't know that, but it's happening.
I don't know that.
Yeah, so give me 3d6. And there's your 3.
There's a 3.
So, yep. So yeah, whatever the sound that you've made, it like lands exactly right. What message are you sending out for them?
It would probably be something along the lines of, "Hey, come back. There's better food over here."
Absolutely, yeah. So you start seeing them come back from like a distant, like for a while. It doesn't appear that it's working right away, but then you see like the dust clouds start moving as they are approaching. So Osiria did the plant thing. Gemini's getting eaten by a bird. Renic is trying to fix a fence, and oh yeah, Renic, you give me your roll too. Like now, because we've established that you guys have been spending a little bit of extra time here.
Okay, 1 or 2?
You get to do 3
Okay.
because you took an extra time.
And I'm just nodding here, going, devoured by a bird. Sounds about right.
Yep, divided by. Ooh, that was close.
Yep, I'll take the laser feelings
Yeah,
though.
like that was close.
Wow, you almost rolled the cursed number.
Yeah, if you hadn't gotten that 5, like it would have been a complete failure.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, what's this dome look like? What's the structure look like? It doesn't have to be a dome. Whatever you want, whatever you think is the correct thing for it to look like.
Sure. So I think Renic gets out like some of his chalk and starts writing on the posts, and it like changes the color of the like electric fence, and it just puts like a flat disc above that's opaque.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do you think the top of the dome, does it look like just the ground but nothing there? So if a bird flies over and looks down,
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like Tart is just like, wow, you guys are really good at this. I haven't seen any of those birds though, and they normally come by. And as he's saying that, let me just put this token on the screen for everybody to get to see what he's been dealing with this whole time.
Oh my god.
Gemini, you are currently flying as fast as you can to get away from this bird that is like on your butt, just like snapping its beak, and it's like right there. It's almost got you.
What's the size difference here?
It is probably 10 times bigger than you.
Ah. So they might. I'm trying to fly probably.
Sorry, let me put it on the screen for everybody. There we go. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, they might hear in the distance hear me scream, "Oh God, it's big! It's way bigger than I thought! Oh God, it's big!"
Do you want to try to navigate it back to the crew for help, or do you want to try to take it on yourself?
I want to try and find like some kind of a crevice or like gap between like pillars of stone or whatever that it cannot quite get through, but I can.
I would say this is probably feelings.
Yeah, and then try and make it back on foot.
I will give you the expert die because you have been a bird before. So 2d6, roll that feelings. One of them was a success, which is very good. So yeah, it's like it has you in. You get into a crevasse, and it's just like snapping down at you, like trying to like earthworm you out of the ground. But like you are able to avoid being eaten by this bird, but you are gonna have to roll me a lasers roll to try to figure out which direction is home on this planet.
Okay.
Not home, but you know. Nice. It, like, so, Tart is...
That's a failure.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
So Tart is super happy with the three of you. Osiria, he's explaining how, like, they cultivate this fruit to you. This... What are we doing? Okay, so apparently you smell very, like, particular to this bird, and this bird just does not lose your track, and does not lose your scent.
Probably because of all the stink flower.
That is how it has been how it has been presented. It is, like, right on you, and it's just like you have the adjective smelly, or aromatic attached to you. But back at the base, like, Tart is Tart and Renic are finishing up the thing, and it looks great. Pollux and Castor, like, you have like this device that not communicates exactly, but it has a very good call for them. Are you gonna give this to Tart?
Yes, I'm gonna give it to him.
Excellent.
Or it.
I think he's a him.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Tart is male for his species. The genitals are somewhere. I'm just not going to discuss them.
Forehead.
I don't like it. But then, Osiria, he is explaining to you how to, like, cultivate and raise this. And he's just like, it's so easy. Like, any moisture and these things will come to life. I mean, like, the weevils love them, but it's not really suitable for consumption of anything that has like any amount of sensitive stomach. But if your friend eats that, I pointing at the stink flower, he's like, I bet he'd eat this just fine.
Fascinating. And she's just sort of like listening intently, taking notes the whole time.
I do want to remind everyone that stink flower is a very important spice and one of the main ingredients used at the secret recipe.
Oh yeah, and I'm not discounting that it's perfectly fine once cooked, but it's kind of like one of those things where, like, you know, onion powder goes in a lot of things, and it's generally people don't get like really grossed out by that. But yeah, onions can be gross because of the smell of them cooked or uncooked, and then onions can be gross for people because of the texture that they
Yep.
get once they're cooked.
Or a seasoning I like to use, asafoetida, which has also been called devil's dung.
I've never heard of it.
Yep. It smells really bad, kind of like bad onions. But once it's cooked, smells gone. And it doesn't taste good. Or like fermented fish sauce. Great to
Ew.
use in cooking. Like, but real
How-
stinky until it's cooked.
How does this conversation right here that we're having right now helping the rest of the crew on the shuttlefish? Like, how do you guys feel about the last couple of weeks eating Gemini's food? It's just like, you know it smells terrible, but then he keeps bringing it to you. Have you guys been eating it or just been sneaking like the power bars from underneath your mattresses?
He still does not understand that I am a predator. He keeps bringing me plants. I do not understand.
That's not the only thing he's been making. But he does use it a lot, yes.
I think it would depend on which of the halves you would ask that question.
Oh no, which one of the halves loves his cooking? Oh, not even loves, but tolerates.
Like, I like to think Gemini would cater cooking towards what people would enjoy, but also use what's available. And he did have a lot of stink flour.
Just
I genuinely just flipped a coin to answer that question, and the answer is Pollux, the grumpy boy.
Grumpy boy. Oh yeah, the names are backwards.
Yeah.
On the screen right there. We'll get that fixed for next time. Hey, stop it. So
True,
yeah,
had a lot of stink flour.
time has been passing significantly here. Like he has brought out on once you have corralled all of the animals, he has brought out dishes for you all to eat, and it's rustic food, but like it's interesting. I don't know if you would consider it bad or good, but it's basically spicy hardtack.
It cannot be worse than what I have been having the last week.
Oh, and also very, very spicy beef jerky. But it's not beef. It's weevil jerky.
Perfect.
So, you guys, as the day goes by, you notice that your shadows are not shifting because there is no sunset on this planet. It's in like perfect its orbit is synchronized with its rotation. So, you will never not be looking directly at the sun. On this half of the planet, at least.
Ah, so it's tidally locked.
Yes. Except for you don't see any oceans, but then again, you haven't looked at a lot of the planet. Gemini, you haven't seen any oceans either. And you've seen
Okay.
much more of the planet at this point. As you're being chased by this giant bird
Yes.
that keeps trying to earthworm you out of the ground. So, but Tar's just like, so what brings everyone out here? You don't seem like the normal Starlight group.
You mentioned that earlier. I'm not familiar with this starlight that you speak of.
Space cops.
We came out here on a mission, and then some shockwave kind of blasted us off course.
Oh, this is just a happy accident?
Yep.
Oh, I appreciate all of your help, especially knowing that it's an accident. I feel bad for wanting your friend dead. He was just trying to help, I guess. I thought he was
Well,
just an
At
incompetent
least once a
cop.
day. At least once a day.
You see him like scratching out the note, the last thing, the second to last thing on the list. The other thing is kill the first bird. He's just
Speaking of, he's been gone a long time.
He has. I thought maybe he just did this.
I mean, sometimes, but this is a while even for him.
He did mention wanting to go after the bird. You don't suppose that he found it, did you?
Knowing Gemini, probably. Do you have any way to figure out where he is?
I can't track by the sky, but I mean, he went that direction And that way leads to canyons and, well, sulfur vents.
I mean, if he still has his communicator on him, I could probably track him via radio signal.
Yeah, you can just do that. Like, you can just make that roll for it.
I assume that would probably be a
That's
laser.
probably lasers, yeah.
Oof.
It's just like, it's just a hard cut to like Gemini fleeing and the bird having his communicator like on the bird's mouth, chasing after. Like
I was thinking more a cut to Gemini like throwing rocks and things at it, and then accidentally throwing his communicator at it as well.
Oh, absolutely. That's great. Like, so, I guess you found it. Like, you find the communicator as like it's like for Gemini's point of view is it swallows his communicator, and then Gemini just scrabbles away as it's trying to like figure out what's going on with its stomach, and it's just like it screeches and then turns around and leaves. So now Gemini's just wandering around these like sulfur plains.
Great.
Without his communicator.
Well, I suppose we should go get him if it's pointing that direction. I don't know if we can justify the fuel though.
So he pats the weevils. He's just like, well, if we can steer clear, if we keep the blinders on them so that they don't see the birds, we can ride these guys.
Are they fast?
Oh, you saw them.
appear
They're
to
quite
be.
quick.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So, he's just like, okay. And he, like, shows everybody how to, like, puts a leg over and he's just like, easy does it. Just don't let them look up. And he puts, like, a little blinder thing over them. And you guys aren't going to have to worry about the blinders unless you roll low, and then I'm going to take those things off.
Great.
I wasn't expecting this place to be this much of a thing, so I'm busy trying to make you guys other maps for it.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. That does put that game out a little bit further than the dance-off game.
Yeah,
So
I figured it would have to be until like probably after we get back.
you guys, I'll talk about that at the end. So Peanut is now on his. I'm just gonna roll his. I'm rolling his heart. He is trying to get above a 4. He did not.
Oh, I just realized you're following the communicator. It means you're gonna find the bird.
Mm-hmm.
Could I help Peanut out a little bit to give him an extra roll?
Yeah, you can help Peanut out.
So, yeah.
All right, let's. Oh, he nailed it. He got it, like, with your help, he got it exactly. He's like, oh, okay. And Peanut's just like, thank you. Like, nobody ever showed me how to ride one of these. Or anything. I imagine just Renic's like experience with the wait, who helped him? Was it Osiria or Renic? Sorry.
It was me.
Oh, Osiria. That's just gonna be like the cutest thing ever. Like Osiria helping like poor little tiny Peanut onto the back of this weird creature. I must figure out where that sound is coming from and stop it. Ah, I found it. Goodbye. Sorry. It just had like an ad playing in my ear over and over again for a second. All right. So who wants to? No, the communications role was a failure, but you don't know that it was a failure, so you guys are going off in that direction. Tengu, Gemini, can you give me one more roll for lasers to try to get you back to the group in any like time? Nope.
Yeah.
Tengu, at this point, Gemini, I keep calling you Tengu. Gemini, you are scratched up. Like, you have deep gashes in your arms, and like, you're walking through razor sharp, like obsidian laced sulfur fields. Like, every time that you think that you see some water to drink and you go near the pool, like the closer you get, it gets more sulfury and then just basically explodes. Definitely a couple of times it's gotten you right in the face. It's like,
He's thirsty, so he starts drinking from his unending flask of whiskey.
oh, that can't possibly go any better.
Just a
And
little
you-
bit here and there.
And you all reached like the top of this like hill thing here. The maps were not working out for me, so we're just gonna. Let me see what I can do. Do I have another one? I do. So let's go here then.
You can also pour whiskey on some of the scratches to disinfect it.
Oh, absolutely. It stings, but at least it's not like gonna help itself get infected. Tart says it's just like, this place. It's like, he's like, we tried to set up here, but like, once the birds started showing up, they took over they took over my home as their own nest. So he's pointing at this this building right here, and that is where the beacon for your thing is also going off. It says Gemini's in there. When out of character, we all know he's not. Put him there. Peanut here. Everybody should be here except for Gemini, who is somewhere.
Well, I suppose we should go deal with this. Anyone have a better plan?
I don't.
I do not either.
Just a group like, I don't wanna.
It really is. We literally just warned him about his rash decisions.
Give all you guys a mount here.
Hey,
That's
for
right,
all you
Rupert.
guys know, everything went perfectly for Gemini.
It's true.
So like how do you guys want to go about this? Is it just like go in and get him? Is it scout the area? What's going on here?
I guess we should scout the area to begin with.
For sure. Give me a lasers for that one, Osiria. Take expertise too. That was a success, but you can roll one more time to see if you get a 4. Oh, you did. Excellent. Hey, what are you
We
doing?
take those laser feelings.
Take those laser
We
feelings.
do.
So yeah, how are you going about scouting it? Obviously, you're riding this Weevil thing, which is why I gave you the expertise, because clearly you knew what you were doing when you're helping Peanut.
I guess I'm basically just gonna like scout the perimeter, look for any signs of like where Gemini might be in this area, or like if maybe he left anything behind near here or anything like that.
You do not see any footprints from Gemini. You do hear the sound of what sounds like an animal throwing up. I don't know what a bird throwing up sounds like. I don't think they can, but this is an alien bird, so we're gonna go with it. And it's just like a big like hawking a loogie, and you see a shining object come flying out of this like the middle of this like spherical home that used to belong to Tart. And it's just like, it lands right in front of you. It's Gemini's communicator.
Well, that is rather concerning.
And it is covered in just like viscous goo.
She's just gonna like pick up the communicator, like basically just bring it back to the rest of the group to, you know, report what she found, I guess.
Like, Tart looks at it, she's like, those birds are big.
Did Gemini get eaten?
No. He looks, he's just like, that guy didn't look much bigger than these weevils.
There's a high possibility, but knowing Gemini, he's probably somewhere.
I do not have words.
Hey, Gemini, you want to hit me with one more lasers roll to try to get home? Or try to get
Okay.
back to these guys? It's going so badly.
They're going the other direction.
It's just like it's become night for Gemini. Like, it's been slowly getting darker, but only because you're heading where it's darker. Like, you reach the dark side of this planet, and it's so cold. Your whiskey is keeping you warmer. You would lower it to a 5, which still wouldn't be a success. Unless you just want to punish him. Unless you're saying that you want the result to be even worse for him.
To let people know, it's like Gemini's number is a 2. For him to roll a success on lasers, it has to be a 1.
Yeah, like, it has to be, like, his only success for a lasers roll is a 1 or a 2. So, what's the plan here? Do you guys think that he's dead and been eaten by the bird? Like, the bird is inside this circle, like this
I'm
sphere.
so glad I have to keep making lasers rolls.
If he's dead, I don't really. I mean, yeah, vengeance, but also, like, I don't want to deal with it.
Like I said, I don't think he's dead, but who knows where he wandered off to. I can't track him anymore.
I am going to do, this is a lasers feeling for Peanut. Yeah, he got his, exactly. So you see Peanut like stand up on his weevil saddle and just like just sniffs the air a couple times. He's just like, he's that way. He wouldn't have told you the exact way, except for he did get the 4, which is his number. And he's just
Right.
like, it's just like, it's either that or like you guys grow stink flower out here as well. I know that like the stinkiness of him wore off, but he's tracking where he was, just like. And Tart just looks over, he's just like, that way's dark.
Yes? Is that a bad thing?
How cold can you all survive at?
Oh no.
Oh.
We do have warmer gear back at our ship, but time might be of the essence right now.
Agree. We should probably rescue him before he freezes to death.
Do we have to? I mean, no, you're right, we should.
He is the officer in command.
He is. Very well. I am in agreement.
Me do this. Why does not oh, that's right. I put that on map layer because accidents happen. Alright, so Gemini, here you are. And it's getting colder
Are
and
there
more
any
barren.
Are there any plants or animals or anything around here?
Not on this side. Bacteria? Microorganisms, maybe?
Like any algae or anything that could potentially be food?
Oh, that feels like a... I'm gonna say that's a heart feeling. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
you. Like, that's a stomach roll.
If I play a triumph roll, can I make it a laser feelings?
Yeah.
Triumph card. So I'm not even gonna bother rolling for it. I'm just playing the
Oh,
card.
no. You gotta make that roll, though. I need to see
Oh,
it.
okay.
It would have been your one good roll.
But I'm making it a laser feelings anyway.
Alright, so like yeah, you find like reaching in one of the sulfur vents that you find like little basically brine shrimp, but they have very hard shells on them. They're living in water that is like in excess of 100 degrees. Like all of this water around you is basically boiling.
Good thing I have my staff thing that I can make like a blade on to like kind of go in, lift out.
Yeah, sure. You can collect some of these if you want
Yeah.
to.
So at least I won't starve, and now I'll just stay around this warm vent to not freeze, and maybe make camp here. Because it's night now.
Everybody's out looking for you. You are just like eating shrimp in a spring, like in a hot spring, like soaking your wounds. And like, I have to be clear, like you are cut the fuck up. All right, so
Having a great time though, eating some shrimp in a hot spring type area. Used to the awful smell because of being around the stink flowers so much.
who wants to give me that? It's gotta be Pollux and Castor. Has to be, right? For like the locating him. He doesn't have his communicator, so it could be anybody. Who wants to try to track him down?
I don't mind. I can do it. I assume I'm carrying some kind of device.
I assume this feels like lasers, unless you're trying to track him by like heart, which is what Peanut was doing.
I mean, if you want me to track him by smell, I'll try it, but I would rather roll lasers.
Yeah, I would say lasers, unless like you are dead set on hunting him down as a pet predator. I feel like you are rolling.
Okay, so
still a success though. So you all do come up over the like over the ledge, and it is getting cold, and you just happen to see Gemini in a hot spring, like soaking his wounds, popping these little shrimps into his mouth.
Big smile on his face.
Yeah, I should have figured.
Oh, hi guys! You gotta try these shrimp. They're delicious.
You just see Tart look at him, like make like a really weird grimace, and then just start throwing up over the side of his weevil. He eats them. Whoa.
What
So
do
you don't
they
even need
taste
to cook.
like?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. That I'm pretty sure he would eat anything he got his hands on.
They taste like buttered lobster.
Oh, do they? I was gonna say they taste like pennies, but I'll take like you're the one eating them, and you got the laser feeling for it.
Yeah, so they're actually incredibly delicious.
It's like, what's butter?
Oh,
I don't know.
butter is heavily churned milk, basically.
He looks over at Peanut. What's milk? And Peanut like explains it to him, and he just starts throwing up all the more. It's just like the idea of squeezing liquid out of a mammal is the most disgusting thing that this guy's ever heard in his life. It's just
Gemini,
like, well,
you have caused so much trouble. What happened to you?
So turns out when he said the birds were big. Big doesn't do it justice.
it's like big compared to these little guys, and he taps his weevil. And then he remembers
Yeah.
that what milk was and starts throwing up again.
Gemini offers him some of the shrimp.
He's already green. I think he starts to turn beige. So yeah, like Peanut just like saddles up in his saddle, and he's just like, come on, get on. We're going home. Well, we're going back to his place, and then we can maybe try to find home.
Well, we got to get rid of that bird.
No, Renic fixed it.
Yeah, we don't have to get rid of it. It can't see it anymore.
Ah.
Yes, while you were off doing whatever it was you were doing, we wrangled back the creatures and solved their long-term issue with the bird.
So the bird won't target them at all anymore?
No, not with because they got laser feelings for like all of their roles. So
Ah. Glad we could help.
A chance exists that it could, stumble into it, but it is unlikely.
This was a successful mission.
Renic sighs heavily and turns his weevil around.
Also, hey guys.
Walking back the way they came.
He's also like, oh, Renic, I think, though, I've been doing some soul searching, and maybe I should start, not just doing things.
Do you know that discussion we had about rash decisions?
Oh, no, I'm still going to do those. I'm just going to take a second or two to think about it first.
Well, that is better than nothing, I suppose.
Peanut smells like smells what Gemini is, and then he hops off his weevil and heads over to Osiria's and gets behind Osiria.
And also, maybe
if
I
you
should
don't mind.
Start storing
I do
the
not mind
stink
at
flowers in airtight containers to contain the smell a bit.
I think that would make all of us happier.
Yeah.
This weevil comes down, and it's just like, it does not seem happy about being ridden by... Oop, my bad. Being ridden by the stinky one. But...
I could make it easier. I could just turn to a bird again and fly back.
No. Mm-mm.
Do
No?
not do that.
Peanut is like literally like eyes, like palms of his like paws, and, like digging into his eyes. Just as you're just popping the rest of the shrimp into your mouth.
crunching down on the rock hard shells.
They're so hard.
As they
You're
start-
obviously eating them raw because this water's like already over like boiling. So
Oh yeah,
unless...
yeah. He's just popping them in raw. It's like you gotta bite at the joints. That's the weak point. Then you just slurp it out and spit the shell back out.
Renic vomits.
Yeah, Tart has not stopped. I think Pollux might be interested, honestly. If he likes his cooking. I just saying, maybe.
You might.
Gemini does offer, like, obviously he didn't eat some of the food he had on him first. He had to find local wildlife to eat. So he offers what's the new guy's name? It's
The alien guy or
Yeah,
Pollux and Castor?
alien guy.
The alien guy is Tart.
Tart. Yeah, he offers Tart like some of the jerky stuff. I can't remember what it was called. The stuff that 7-Eleven guy.
Slim
wanted.
James? Or is
Yeah,
it-
Slim James.
Slim James.
Yeah, offers him a
It's a-
Slim James.
It's a Slim James. Slender
Or
James.
Slender-
Sorry,
Slender
it was
James,
Slender
yeah.
James.
Slender
I
James.
knew we had changed. In one of the conversations, and like I'll get right back to the game, I promise. In the conversation before the first game, we were having a conversation of what Capri Sun would be in the HTML world, and I called it like, what was it, Khaki Moon? And so instead of being like thin plastic, like it's way too thin of plastic, but you get way too big of a straw. It's just, I don't know why that's so funny to me. But anyway, Slender Jimothy, and or Slender James. It was Slender James is how it was. He takes it. He eats it. And it's not quite spicy enough, but better than. Ugh.
Gemini then sprinkles a little bit of the
I thought about butter again.
of the seasoning ingredient he got from the dragon folk. Puts a little bit of that on. He's like, now try.
Roll me feelings. I'll give you expertise for this. Roll me 2 feelings. So as long as they're not both under 2, you're good. There you go. Unless. No. Somebody just kills this guy. Like, turns out he was allergic to it. He eats it, he's just like, okay, I can see it. I'm picturing it like when, like, I've seen some of my coworkers before, like, dip a Slim Jim in, like, chamoy. Not, like, in tahine. That's what it was, like. And then eat that. And I always thought it was wild, but they liked it, so. Twice just like, yeah. But yeah, so you guys return back, and on the walk back, Tart's just like, so if you're not with Starlight, where do you all come from?
Oh, we're from a place called Liminal.
Assuming it can even be called that anymore with whatever the heck we saw happen.
What'd you see?
It looked like our world kind of imploded in on itself and became like a mass of roots.
And that's when we could ricochet off into who knows where.
And while you guys are all in the dark side of this planet looking up, you can still see, like, there are just countless shooting stars above you.
And
All of that.
Gemini starts explaining how, like, oh yeah, the Harbinger brought us like out here, so we avoided it. And he starts explaining what the Harbinger is.
He stops his weevil and he's just like, the Harbingers?
Yeah, there were 2 of them.
Oh. We don't live that life anymore, Tart. We don't live that life anymore, Tart.
You know
It's
them?
just like-
They're pretty nice. Haven't seen them in a long time though.
The Harbingers.
That's a good question. Where did they go?
based on what they're naming, and like I assume that you guys aren't speaking English, but all of our words are, like, they translate fine. It's just like based on their name, like they bring change.
Yeah,
And
they were harbingers of a good time.
yes, one of them is. And then there's the Harbinger of Destruction and the Harbinger of Death. Which one did you see?
Oh, we ended up we went out, like, I don't know, there was the lighter colored one, that's the one that took us out, and we went out and helped it find the other one.
It was a lighter colored one and a darker colored one.
Did one of them laugh?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And did one of them insult a lot?
Yes.
That would be change and destruction. And he looks up and he's like, okay. Well, on the plus side, not everybody died.
Yep.
He's like, let's get back. You should be on your way. You clearly have a long trip ahead of you. And he kind of goes quiet for most of the trip back as you like return back to his. But it's gone. Don't worry about that one. I made him big so that you guys could have ones to ride on. But he's normal size. As you guys get back to your ship, he returns with. He's like, I don't know what your ship flies on, but this is pretty much standard. And he offers you what we have just been calling jet fuel. That's what was stolen by Vatna in the first game of the season 2. And he's like, this should power your ship. And then he reaches back and he pulls out a letter that's like complete. Like it's basically an entire thing. It's the whole thing is wax. Like to break the seal, you would literally have to break the entire thing. And he hands it to you. And he's just like, there's a planet over. Small settlement. Ask for Madame Curie. Madame Curry. If anybody knows how to get you home, she can help you.
Oh yeah. Also, keep an eye out because we just before we came here, we ran into a big ship of whales that wanted our ship. Just they seem to be pirates or something. So.
Oh, I don't
just
have
giving you a
enough for
warning.
them. But the Starlight should be made aware. You don't live that life anymore. And he taps his gun. Like you see him like rubbing his the gun a little bit again. It's like he walks up to Renic. It was a pleasure to meet you, Renic.
You as well, Tart. I wish you well in your weevil ranching.
I hope it is relaxing as I intended to. He goes up to Osiria and he offers his hand out. It's just like, I hope these plants. I hope you can manage to grow and find some use in these plants, other than weevil farming. But if you want a weevil farm, you have a knack at it.
Why, thank you. I don't see myself doing that in the future, but...
Are you sure? And he holds up a little weevil larva.
Well... Perhaps
Osiria
I
now
could
has a weevil
try.
larva thrust into her arms.
Oh, why, thank
Like
you.
a tear runs down Tart's cheek. It's just like, treat him well.
I most certainly will.
He goes up to Pollux and Castor. He's just like, I very much appreciate this contraption that will allow them to go out and come back. However, how you learned their language so quickly is beyond me. But if you ever...
It's no problem.
If you're looking for a job, and he passes you a business card that just... It says detective, but it is poorly crossed out. And the Starlight, and on the back it's his signature, and it says with recommendation.
I will most certainly keep this in mind. Thank you very much.
And he goes up to Gemini, and he's just like eating the Slim James still, and he's like, "This was good. You are hot-headed, but I feel like you are good at heart."
Hey,
His
do you
mouth
like
also
alcohol?
opens way too far.
Gemini was like, "Yeah, do you like alcohol?
I have put that behind me.
Because I got this unending flask of whiskey and an unending flask of wine. I could pour you some."
I am quite okay, but I do thank you. He walks up to Peanut and puts his hand on his shoulder. He's like, "I know you're the one that's really in charge here. Watch that one. And get home safe." And Peanut just like nods, and you see him putting his helmet back on as he gets onto the shuttlefish. So yeah, you guys get back onto the shuttlefish. And this one, there was going to be more to this game, but now we're going to need another game for you guys before we can move on to the next part. But once we're back in the room, Pollux and Castor, can you roll me one more laser roll?
Of course. Any bonuses or just one dice?
Expertise is, you definitely get expertise for this. And anybody want to help?
I'm scrolling through my cards right now.
Gemini would love to help.
How is Gemini going to help Pollux and Castor? Like, what I'm having them roll for right now is there is a signal that you're going to pick up if they successfully roll. Just in the fiction, how does Gemini help that?
Just with gut level intuition, just pointing in the direction.
He pushes the wrong button again. But it's the right button in this case.
Yeah, for a laser roll, like, Pollux and Castor needs to roll low. Absolutely, just
mine
random
is a 3, so I have to roll either a 2 or a 1.
So
a 3 or
basically,
2 or 1, because 3 is the best that you could get.
Yes.
Gemini can give a suggestion, and they can do the exact opposite.
Alright, so yeah, go ahead and give me 3 dice. And hope that one of them is a 3, a 2, or a 1.
There's two twos.
Alright. So you pick up 2 signals. The one that from a planet nearby is where the Madame Curry is, the person that you are looking for some extra information. And one of them is a signal that you did not expect to see this far out. It matches the signal that the apprentices had, the Warpletinger apprentices. And it is much not closer to the Madame Curry, but much, much closer than the liminal plane was.
Well, that's a signal I wasn't expecting.
And with a success, you see that is where the Bismarcky is on their way to.
Oh, sweet. I've got a signal that I'm pretty sure is the apprentices, and it looks like that big whale ship is headed that way too. And
when you open up the signal, hold on one second. I have to have the tokens here, right?
Yeah, they have to be on the screen.
Yeah, I right. Production value.
Oh my god.
It's much older, but he looks like Besh from which was Royce's apprentice, and he's like smoking a cigar, and he's like, "If anybody gets this from the HTML crew, hey guys, we're kind of stuck on this weird planet. We sent out a massive signal. Hopefully, like, you're the only one to pick it up, but this is shoddy technology." And he's like, kicks something, and you hear somebody groan. And he's just like, "So, if you guys could come, like, help us out, we would really appreciate getting back to, like, the world. This place sucks." And it's just like, you hear gunshots in the background. He's just like, I'm fucking coming. And then he just like leaves without cutting the feed. And you just see like hear gunshots and people screaming. And then you're pretty sure you hear Maz's voice, which was Krieg's apprentice, screaming, "Put the fire out! Put it fucking out!" And that is the end of the Quittin kind.
And this is where I learned that the apprentices are still not apprenticing.
Oh yeah, they're all grown up.
For all Gemini knew, and me, the player, they were still on liminal being apprentices.
So I'm gonna go back to this one again real quick.
Gemini doesn't read reports.
Gemini just doesn't read reports. So here's what has happened on this game. Less than I expected to, but still had fun. So we know that you guys are in space and safe. You have plenty of fuel now. Like, Tart has given you enough fuel that you guys will survive your trip now. I'm not going to make you guys fill up again. And you do still have enough food. Like, I assume that he gave you guys jerky, like Weevil jerky and good supplies, because you really did help him out. You have made a friend in Tart who was like an ex-detective working with the Starlight organization. Which is the group that Joust works for, the group that Billiam, like, not right now, Billiam back on the planet, but Billiam is a commander in the Starlight group. You know that the whales can, if you're not worth their time, you can get them away from you with a joke, I guess, if they think it's a joke. I'm not sure if he was joking or being serious, but there that is. Then you know that the universe at large is facing ramifications for whatever happened at the liminal plane, but they don't even know what happened there this far out. This woman named Madame Curie might know, and that is what you guys' next mission is going to be. Go find her and give her Tart's letter. You do know where she is, though, but you are on a deadline. Like, to do that, if you want to help the apprentices bunnies before the whales get there, you guys are going to have to move quick for that game. And we will schedule that for whenever we can, like the four of you can make it again.
Yeah, I do have the rest of my schedule for this month.
Excellent. So, like, whenever, like, you guys, like, post your, like, what days you guys are all for good to go, and we will make that other game. It'll be as soon as we can, probably next month, but if at all possible, I'm gonna want to run 2 games with you guys next month to get you guys, because I want to get you guys back to Liminal so you guys get to get all those fun things, so Renic can experience K and like Pollux and Castor. I've got some fun stuff planned, and so we can have the game. And Osiria, I really want to like get Osiria back there before we really get into the forest.
Which, I mean, I also really want to see that forest, so...
So, like, I'm gonna have you guys play a lot! I threw a thing.
Oh
I heard it.
no! We have to play games that we enjoy.
I
Oh,
really hope you
no.
guys enjoyed this one.
I did.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no,
had
like,
more fun than Gemini did.
Yeah,
Like, this was a really fun game, honestly. I had a great time.
I'm very glad to hear. Who played the no healing card? Like, who played the no healing bounty?
I want to say it was Sept, but don't quote me on that.
Sept is just king of getting the bounties to actually work.
Don't quote me on that until I actually like see it. Totally was.
So you all got the bounty. What's the reward for no healing? Is it bronze or silver? I can't remember.
I believe it's bronze.
I believe it's bronze as well.
It is bronze.
All right. So if like we'll close the stream down. Like, if you four can just roll a 20-sider in the roll 20, because I can see it right here. And we'll just happen real quick so you guys don't have to fight with Discord's roll 20. Alright, 17. You didn't even use your useful brick, though. I gave you that useful brick.
Yeah, the description went away before I could get it all copied out.
Oh, shit.
So we have
I'll put it. I'll put it back.
17, 18, 11, and 12.
All four of them get a magical item. All four of you guys. All four of you, because that's really easy for me. Roll a 1d42, and I will message each one of you your magical item.
How do I do a 1d42?
Just type 1d42 / roll 1d42. You won't see it, but you'll see the number. Oh no, yeah. Oh, sorry, Nika's posting. I thought she said that to me. Like, I don't think we'll get it to it in February. I was just like, I don't think so either. But like, we're gonna try. I thought she was telling me that like we're not getting that done in February. I was like, oh no, I know. But thank you all so much, like for like letting me get weird with these games, like. Because like the other crew is like doing fantasy stuff, and I really want to just push sci-fi a little bit. Also, me and Nika. Oh, go ahead.
I will play Star Trek the game all the time.
Especially with cool ass backgrounds like this.
Yeah, I take no credit. This is all AI generated backgrounds, but like
but you're pretty good at telling it what.
I am pretty good at telling the AI what to do when I need to. But yeah, so I really like doing these like weird off the wall like games once in a while, and I'm glad you guys also like doing the weird off the wall games once in a while. And we'll get you all combined back up, and it'll be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And also, you guys have no. Oh, Osiria, did you give Gemini back his communicator?
Oh yeah.
It'd be very
Please tell
funny
me
if you
did
just
not
didn't.
clean it off.
Just like
just give it back,
Absolutely
Goopy.
not. Like, she doesn't care. She just handed it back to him the way it was.
And you had better believe Gemini is going to do cooking experiments with the vomit excretions and whatnot.
This is the worst kind of gastronomy.
How
Just
do
like, hey,
how do I invest in better ventilation for the ship?
but
I will be dropping another text prompt into that channel, into the like, so that we can figure out exactly where we're gonna start next game. Cool. It's just like you guys all rolled really well, except like there was 1 8, but there were 3 like high, and there were 2 high rolls, 1 like middling, and then 1 like middle. I'm like, nah, you guys did great, and then I just like generated, like I just wrote what I thought would happen, and it did. And now we're here. I ended up having to use other maps that I made for the planets for just one. There are 6 maps here we didn't see. There's 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I made 14 maps. We only saw 8 of them.
Could be used in a future.
Oh, they're gonna have to be. It's like
so
the next
good.
part of this one.
Yeah.
Like the ones we saw are so good.
Oh, hold on. This is how I picture like Pollux and Castor's like mapping the universe looking like, by the way.
Ooh,
That's gorgeous.
Oh, that's so cool.
that is.
Alright, so I put big old ship there. Ship goes from.
The whale ship is fantastic.
I do love the whale ship. But yeah, so that is the end of the game, and to no surprise, I have to go to the bathroom. Thank you everybody for like watching in the chat. Thank you guys for playing cards. Thank you guys for buying cards. Thanks as for like donating. Like so great, so appreciative. I have to go to the bathroom really bad. I'll be back in to talk to you guys in a second, but I gotta go.
We will see you guys on Friday for the next game, which is a Yusei run, in which you'll get to meet 2 new players and a new mechanic. So look forward to that. Bye forever.
Bye forever.
Bye forever.
Bye forever.